Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video basically talking about tips on living alone and having your own independence. So if y'all want to see what I'm going to be talking about and the tips I'm going to be giving, then stay tuned on my channel. Number one would have to be don't be scared. So there's obviously a big scare factor, like a fear factor in your life when living alone. I've obviously experienced it myself. So I recently moved into my own apartment, and at first I was so afraid, like I was literally shitting bricks living alone. But now I've come around and I'm well used to it. But obviously at first it's normal to be like afraid in your own home, but that kind of drifts away and you overcome the whole lot. It's just when you're not used to being living alone, you've been living with people for so long, especially your family or your boyfriend, and you broke up, or a partner. So that's the whole fear factor of things living alone. Obviously you wouldn't be used to it because you've been living with people all along, but you do overcome it. So try not to be afraid and just get on with it. So be sure to remind yourself that everything is going to be fine. Make sure and look for extra security, whether it's an extra lock on your door or the main door of your apartment is always locked at all times. So in the apartment that I live in, there's actually a main entrance door as well as the one like my door where I go in and out, and I feel a lot more secure. So when you're living alone, it would be a better solution whether you have your door locked at all times. That would be like the best thing ever for you, because then you wouldn't be hearing things or thinking that somebody's going to get in. When I moved into my apartment at first, I made sure that there was a double lock on my door, and I was so happy with that. And I remember going to bed every night and I'd make sure the padlock is across. So that is a good one. Always make sure your door is locked, and to feel much more secure, like go and get a second lock on your door if it kind of makes you feel more subtle. Or as well as that, look out for rentals with extra like features of security, whether there's a high wall or interior door chains and alarm systems as well as that. That way you know that nobody's going to get in, and if they did, like, you have the alarm to go off. But don't overthink things. Things will be okay, everything will be fine. Just go with the flow and try and be happy, and don't be in fear living in your own home, because you'll get nowhere. You'll never be happy then living alone if you're going to be in fear, like living in your apartment or your home, your house, whatever. Practice relying on yourself, because when you're living alone you have nobody to rely on but yourself, and you have to make sure that everything is on top, whether your bills are being paid or the little things, you're doing your weekly shopping. Oh, message. Just make sure everything's on top and try and get on with it. It may feel tricky at first, but it will get easier for you. Like it did get easier for me at first. Like I was, I felt like everything was on top of me and I just didn't know how to take everything, to be honest. But now I feel a lot more independent, and it's good to be independent in life. Like even though everything's down to you, it's good to be, on top of things and being such an independent person, because it'll get you a long way in life. Not only that, it's a good life skill to have in life. So remind yourself to go out, and obviously don't be condemned in your home all day long, because I know for me, when I moved into the apartment first, I was kind of like, condemned at the start. I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to bury my head and just relax in home all the time. And to be honest, looking back at that now, that is not healthy, especially for me. Like I know it's probably different circumstances, but I'm a mother to a 1-year-old and I have to make sure that she gets out, whether it's just a walk around the block or just even a trip to the shop to pick up something. Just make sure that you get out and try not to be depressed, and just live some bit of a social life, like talk to people nearby, or even like just do anything. Even if you're at a shop, like just make sure and say hi to people and they kind of give you conversation back, and that's something, Or even pick up a hobby, something that you really enjoy doing, that will really get you out, that will get you really like determined to leave the apartment, leave your home, and just get out, even if it's for an hour or so. So my advice to you would be, figure out what would occasionally get you out of your house and stick to it. Like if you have a neighbour next door or kind of nearby in the block, in the building, be nice to them for your own safety, because if you're gone away or something, like even if it's for a day or two, they will always make sure that your apartment is okay, your door is locked, and they will also keep the main door locked as well if they know that you're gone away. Such as my own self now, like I live in an apartment block where there's another girl and she lives there by herself, and she's obviously like went through the stages that I went through, but she's been here longer. But like she's really good, like she will always keep the main door locked, and I feel so much secure knowing that she actually keeps the door locked. Because if I was living with somebody that kept that main door open all the time, like that would just make me go insane. I wouldn't feel one bit safe. So always be kind to your neighbours, because they will always look out for you. Have some emergency numbers on hold. You might not think this living alone, like you'll never need no help in hand, but to be honest, you actually will. Like whether it's your landlord, just because you got the apartment or your house from whatever, like if it was a landlord, I have a landlord for my apartment and he's so good and I'm so grateful for that. Such as situations when your fridge gives up or your washing machine. Like my fridge gave up on the day before Christmas Eve and I was so lost. My landlord was good enough to bring out a fridge for me for the following morning, which I was so like happy with. Oh my god, you guys don't understand. So always make sure that you have contact numbers for people, such as if your electricity goes off, like anything got to do with an apartment, keep numbers on the side, because you never know when you're going to need people to come in and sort out something for you. Stick to a budget, because when you're living out alone, you're obviously going to have to pay for groceries, your rent, your electricity, and that's not one bit easy. Like you have to manage your money well. Stick to a budget, write out a plan every week, what you need, your shopping list. And stick to a budget also as well, what you're going to need throughout the week for your electricity. Like in the apartment I'm in now, for me and the baby, I would go through 20 euros. So I top up 20 euro every week, and then come the end of the week I'd still have like a fiver left. So it's really important to have that bit extra in your electricity. The electricity I have is actually the box, so I find that super ideal for me and the baby. And also if there's no shops open, I can go to the pass machine around the corner, lodge in money, and I can top up online. So it's always important to stick to a budget, and whether you need like a drink or it could be anything, something to eat, always make sure you're on top, whether there's something just in your fridge that you can kind of snack at. Don't leave yourself with nothing. I don't mean that, but always stick to a budget. You don't want to be left penniless every week. Such as last week on, I kind of went over my limit and I was left like penniless all last week. Come tomorrow, it's another payday, so I've actually wrote out a shopping list for this week, and I'm going to stick to my budget now every week. I'm trying to manage money more. So we all go through the like stages of overspending, and that's not like a way to live, to be honest. You don't want to be left with nothing every week, so always manage your money well. And as time goes on, you're going to know your spending, you're going to know what you need every week. At first you kind of might go overboard because you're thinking, okay, I'm living alone, I want to be on top, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Oh, kind of plays with your head what you need. I always buy, like, it could be the littlest thing, it could be like black sacks for my rubbish. I always make sure that I have everything, like whether I still have them in my cupboard, I'm on buying more just to be on top. So that's what way I kind of live. And also it's really good just to know that you have money in your position, whether it could be like to travel somewhere in account of an emergency or something. Once you have a budget, you will know how much your rent's going to cost and everything else, so that way things will be much easier for you. Let people into your dwelling, because when you're living alone it can be like, in a way, like you don't want anyone near you in your house, you don't want no one visiting because you want your own space. But that's not a way to live. Like, it's good to have somebody around, whether it's a family member or a friend. That way you can be so social, whether it's just to have a cup of tea or something. You don't want to be living alone and just having nobody alongside you. Like, that is like a bad way to live. So my advice to you would be, you know, just to have somebody there, or even make friends with somebody. Like, even if you're moving into a new apartment block, even if it's your neighbor, like always say hi and be friendly. That way, like, you can get a long way in life. And I think it's a good idea just to be some bit social. Like the girl now that lives next door to me, like, we don't really have conversations, but I wouldn't, like, I'd love to actually like have a chat with her, but I'm still here only about 2 months now, but I think it was 3 times I've seen her. But yesterday we actually said hello to each other for the first time ever, which is so weird, but it's good to be friendly, I think, because it will get you a long way in life and you won't feel alone, depressed all the time. So do have somebody around just for half an hour, whether it's an hour, could be anything, a few minutes even. So guys, those are my tips for you all to take on board. I hope you enjoyed this little video. It's not a whole lot of tips, but it's just the basics, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you did enjoy the video, smash it with a huge thumbs up, turn on the bell. You all will be notified for more videos very like this or even different. I do a lot of videos on my channel, whether it's pranks or beauty, hair, everything in between. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy it. Smash it with a huge thumbs up. Till next time, bye guys.